championship story begins right here on the Little League soil of Clyde Soto Field in Visalia. It's where a dream turned to reality. It's where this group of 10-year-olds came together this summer and swung for the fences in the Cal Ripken World Series.
My heart was bumping so fast I could hear it over all the yelling at the other team's dugout.
It's a game they've played as a team for 4 years, but on August 12th, this game was like no other they have ever played. For these 13 players, this softball field in Lafayette, Louisiana was transformed into their field of dreams. A field that saw these Visalia All-Stars dominate opposing teams from all over the nation.
I knew we would go far, but I didn't know we'd go this far.
As they took to the diamond in the World Series title game against New Canaan, Connecticut, with shockwaves of nerves and hearts pounding, it was the Grand Slam shot from Jordan Arnold's aluminum bat in the bottom of the first inning, heard from Lafayette all the way back to Clyde Soto Field.
And it's hit well, deep and deep, going way back, it's gone!
Trying to help my team out, so I just connected with the ball out front and it just went over the fence.
After scoring 5 runs in the first, these Visalia All-Stars knew something big was about to happen. Something that has never been done west of the...
SSI PGA.
That's right, west of the Mississippi by a group of 10-year-olds.
Like the Jordan and I feeling like one more out, and they hit a fly ball to him.
And it happened. This team, these All-Stars who represent Visalia, became nationally recognized as the Cal Ripken World Series champions.
We're the world champions, we're the best in the country.
Started sinking in that we were the best 10-year-old baseball team in the United States.
From a Little League field deep in the heart of the South Valley, a dream became reality. A championship story that will always be told from the hearts of these All-Stars for the rest of their lives. Alexan, Balekian, KC24 Sports. Before Arnold Schwarzenegger became the Terminator and then the Governator, he made a name for himself pumping iron. Right here in the Central Valley, one man is making a name for himself with an iron will that stands alone. At first glance, John Jenkins looks like any other bodybuilder. Whether it's deadlifting 300 pounds, 400 pounds, or even more than 500 pounds. At first glance, John Jenkins looks like any other world champion in the sport. Except John Jenkins is one of a kind.
I know I'm not lifting the most weight, but I know I'm something that no one's seen before.
Rip it up!
Jenkins has deadlifted into the record books the last 2 years as a world champion in 2 different weight classes. But that's not what makes Jenkins the up-and-comer in bodybuilding. It's the fact that he has done it with only one arm.
So I started messing with the knobs and turning off half the power by just sheer luck. And because otherwise I probably would not be here.
At the age of 7, Jenkins' curiosity nearly took his life. On one near-fatal day in March after school, Jenkins made a mistake by playing on a substation as if it were a jungle gym. 7,200 volts ripped through his body, fortunately only taking his right forearm.
Just extreme depression came over me. I mean, I just turned over, and when I did wake up, I was shocked at first, but then within a couple days, I told myself, okay, this is, I accepted it pretty well and said, this is what I got to do to move on.
Now 32, Jenkins makes his home in Kingsburg, trains in Visalia, and just 2 weeks ago once again beat the odds by capturing his 2nd world title in Reno in the 198 weight class for disableds by deadlifting 424 pounds. A far cry from a rough childhood, from being picked on, and from being told daily what he couldn't do.
I could not stand being associated as someone with a disability. I didn't want to see myself in the mirror. I didn't want to see myself in a picture, in video, nothing. I couldn't stand it. But now it's completely flipped, and I contribute that, almost all of it, to bodybuilding and powerlifting.
At first glance, John Jenkins looks like any other world champion bodybuilder, except John Jenkins is one of a kind.
Never give up.
I have to tell you, just going with this guy and learning about John Jenkins, he deadlifted 600 pounds for us in his training in Visalia yesterday, and it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Like that thought.
I have chills from that story.
3 simple words.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alexan.
You bet.
Man.
Appreciate that.
Look at this. Are you kidding?
Golf's a game that will test you both physically and mentally, and is very demanding, and I just need to focus on having a positive attitude. I'm trying to build more consistency into my game and just really get in a competitive mode. In the next 10 to 15 years, I really think I have a chance to compete at a high level, and I want to do everything I can to ensure that. San Antonio's great. It's, I think, the best kept secret in Texas, simply because you have access to just about everything you want, I guess, as far as entertainment or as far as the Spurs, things like that. So, but you also can kind of sneak away and be by yourself.
And Notah Begay is one of the best kept secrets living in San Antonio. The 31-year-old professional golfer competes each week with the very best in the world today and has won over $5 million in his 9-year career.
I've just tried to just go out and play golf, play as best I can every day, and enjoy sort of what my talents and my hard work has provided me with.
Notah Begay has 4 PGA victories since joining the tour back in 1999, becoming only the second Native American to ever win a PGA event. But his life-altering experience didn't take place on the golf course. Instead, it was behind bars.
The DUI incident in 2000 was a pivotal time in my life because it really forced me to make a decision that I think was in my best interest for the long term. I've stopped drinking since then. It's been over 50 months now. We're going head to head down the stretch. Obviously, we want to beat the heck out of each other, but when it's all said and done, our friendship will always sort of override what takes place on the golf course.
Notah and Tiger have shared many memories growing up on the golf course together since the age of 12 and teammates at Stanford. And the friendship came full circle back in the 2000 season.
The President's Cup in 2000, we were actually a team, and we got to go out represent our country. And that's been something that I've always reflected upon very fondly, and I'll never forget.
Notah Begay walks the most majestic golf courses in the world. He displays a calm demeanor and is always a consummate professional. Etiquette he learned early in his life.
Part of the gag was we needed to take a nude photo in a glass elevator in San Francisco. So we only 3 guys could volunteer, and obviously I was crazy enough to do that. So somewhere out there there's a nude photo of me in a glass elevator, and I don't know who has it.
Alex Balekian, News 9 San Antonio Sports.